Hello and welcome to another installment of Business Styles. It will be chapter 7. Find out then what he's been up to. Let's be. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
You started right before I did. Music, why'd you pause? It's fine, what's up? Oh no! Cameras aren't working. What? It just was working. What's happening? Let me pop it out again and see. Oh. Squid was literally like, no, you want to go live?
Yeah.
Okay, I literally tested it before we went live, and it's not working now.
Doesn't want. Now it doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Is it the screen capture?
It's a window capture.
Is there? There's no refresh button on that one.
I don't think so.
These technical difficulties today brought to you by Xeno and Mozzie and Xeno.
Oh no! What happened? Oh, OBS isn't responding. That's what's happening.
Oh yeah, it's Vinny's.
Tight.
Christy, Lunas, how you guys doing this morning? All right, John, how you doing? Oh, and yeah, absolutely, Lunas. More Helldivers today, for sure. Maybe, I don't know.
I'll be on later tonight, but I can't do it after stream though.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be done later, yeah. I just don't know if it's gonna be as late for Looney as he. Yeah, OBS crashed, so I will be back momentarily. I'm still here though.
Okay.
But,
so
people are on both streams, so
yeah,
heads
of course. Got the biggest knot in my neck, and it is just like, ooh, boy, you so big. Why you so big, Naughty? You naughty. Ooh. I'm gonna go get my muscle stick hook.
I wonder if the stream died. What the hell? It's still not working? Okay. Shit, the placement on that was so annoying though. Oh my god.
Old. Ooh, technology. Yeah, it's a conductor. Electricity, very good. Or it should be, and if they didn't do it that way, then they're wrong. That is how science works.
Resize?
Not the only conductor, obviously, but it is such a good conductor in a malleable moment. Ah. Muscle hook. Oh, right there, right in the muscle hook. Big knot.
Okay.
His OBS crashed, so he is regaining.
Yeah, I'm trying to reconnect. Technical difficulties plenty. I think it might be back now.
Ooh. Got a rock drill. Search 15 layers. Try to find the ore. Oh, that's super cool. Search 15 layers. There we go.
I'm not thinking. Oh,
There's
you know?
There's stream. I see stream. No camera image.
I literally just fixed it. Wait, really?
Oh, there it goes. We're a little. Oh, we're just a little
Okay,
squeezed.
okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I had to readjust it. Oh, that's why. Okay. This is.
Wander. Hi, hi. How you feeling this morning? Ugh. Not out of me.
Is that accurate? Oh my god.
All this knot in my neck, little Emmy. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. It's a joke I tell at my kid's expense. He's a good kid. Sisterhoods, sisterhoods.
God, it took me like an hour to get this placement right, and now it's just messed up. Maybe. Oh, okay, I think it's good now. Jeez. Oh yes, don't do that to me. Like I was telling Xeno, I have been running around nonstop. I literally just got home 10 minutes ago, and I booted up stream, and I before I went live, I checked, and everything was working just fine. And then it was like, no, things are broken. It's like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah, you can't
Whatever,
do that.
dude.
Things can't go smoothly. It's fine. We don't need smooth.
We don't need smooth.
We can wait for.
You don't come here for the smoothness.
Ooh. Sounds pretty early.
All right.
Hopefully you're on the East Coast.
Hey, DJ, Looney,
So it's
John,
later?
Christy, Wander. Hello, everyone. Wake 5. Like,
About what I've been waking up sometimes this week, though. At 5 in the morning. Gets rough.
I'm awake. I got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, about 5. Yeah.
It's better than Lunas.
I'm actually not. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not really tired right now, but it's better than Lunas. Hi everyone. I guess we should do like an actual intro. Hi, my name's Xeno and Mozzie.
And I'm Xeno.
We're doing a book club. This is the third. It's kind of crazy to think this is already the third one, and we're up to chapter 16. But this is the third episode of the. On mine or yours?
Yours.
Dark.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We're back.
It just turned off.
Oh. What's happening? I don't know.
Okay, apparently I can't. Okay, I have to pull up my notes on here then. Apparently it doesn't like me to tab out to my notes. So screw you, OBS. Anyway, this is the third series in the book club Dresden Files reading that we're doing. That's not the right notes. What is this?
I'll be going over chapters 11 through 15 today. We'll find out what happens with Dresden after getting thudded on the back of the head and waking up with a passion to go figure out exactly how someone could cast a spell to blow your heart out.
2 people, same time, no less.
Actual shows? That would be cool, Christy. Yeah, absolutely. Put that in the game channel, or just send it to me.
I don't have the chat. Christy's got some cool screenshots of Eco. The server should check them out.
Yeah, I gotta check that game out.
Cool. But yes, this is a continuation of the first Dresden book, Stormfront by Jim Butcher. And I think that was the scuffiest intro that I could make. So let's go ahead and just dive right in, shall we? Did Mozzie Sr. get some air? Yeah, we went to town as family, so he's doing well. Shopping was crazy because we had to literally go to 4 stores to get all the groceries we needed to. We don't have like a big grocery store. We have 2 small grocery stores, a bulk store which has like flour and stuff like that, and then we went to a convenience store to get the rest. And it's always that's not uncommon. That's pretty common because one place has better fresh produce, another place has better meat and stuff. And if you want to, and everything's so expensive here, so we shop around and find what's on sale and whatnot. So it's always a chore, but it was good. We got everything we need, and I'm going to be making dinner tonight. A continuation of the Dungeons and Dragons cookbook.
Ooh, what are you making tonight?
I'm excited. Tonight is what's called Tavern Steak. It's a ground beef and pork pan-seared patty with a yogurt-based sauce to go with it, I guess.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to make a potato leek soup, some dwarven flatbread. One other thing I don't remember. Oh, it's a hummus. It's called something else. It's called like a lichen spread or something, but it's a spiced hummus.
Interesting.
To go with the flatbread.
Sounds delicious. Ooh. Ellis.
Sounds yummy, except the soup. Not a fan of soup.
So today is also Korea and Chinese. Yeah, I guess. One of their big holidays, yeah. And so my mother-in-law is making Korean food today. Traditional.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm excited.
Leek is an onion. I actually didn't know that. No idea. It makes sense though, because like
there's a leak on the boat.
I also found a recipe in that Dungeons and Dragons cookbook that has a recipe for butterscotch pudding. Excited for that. Our cameras are really going to bother me because they are stretched, and my camera is not autofocusing.
It is on mine, so you look totally.
Okay, it unfocused for a second.
You're on mine.
That or I just had a little stroke. I'm not really sure. Anyway. All right. Well, are you ready? Ready to dive into it?
Yeah, look right over here.
Oh shucks, stop it, you. Stop it.
Never. Never. We won't. Right, Christy?
Never. So we started chapter 11 with Dresden, like you said, working out how to kill people from 50 miles away and make their heart explode. I have kind of my notes are a little all over the place. I made a note that I thought he said something about mirrors, and mirrors being windows and doors, and him not having mirrors, and I was like, that's interesting, because I've heard that in like other things, like other horror movies and other lore, and I thought that was cool. Connections, like, oh, okay, that's something that most people would kind of know about supernatural things. Then I have it skipped straight to. So it doesn't tell you right away what he found out. He goes straight to the police station first. Yep. To tell Murphy, and that's kind of where the reader finds out. But before he gets to Murphy, he runs into the junkie, which I knew we were going to see. At least I had a feeling that we were going to see the 3-eye drug come back up, and that's what this junkie is on, who sees something on Dresden, which I thought was very interesting. One, he recognized him as a wizard like immediately, which I'm not really sure how. I guess maybe like he has magical aura or something. Because this 3-eye drug opens the third eye in people, which he did say is very dangerous. Like, you have to control it, or else people go mad within weeks of just having that eye open constantly. But he saw what he said was, he who walks. It says, I see the things that follow, those who walk before, and he who walks, in all capital letters, which Harry says that he's marked by the remnants of a presence of a hunter spirit, which is like a spectral hitman known as he who walks behind. What did you make of that whole experience?
I thought that was awesome.
Oh,
so
interaction.
Again, we're getting little tidbits of his past, but he's like, I don't have time to go into details, obviously, but I was totally marked by this hitman spirit, super dangerous, but I managed to work it out. It's cool. But, I mean, he's permanently marked, essentially.
Right, exactly. So you have to help me. I don't remember if he said how he or who marked him. Did he
He
say that
didn't.
at all?
No, he didn't say who
Okay, I
marked
didn't
him.
think he did.
It didn't really give any details other than it's something that he just has with him at all times. But there's no way that guy could have seen it, obviously, unless that
No.
drug was real. And so, as you said, it's more dangerous than any other like narcotic like that would be on the market. It's something that if you can see the other side like that, like he said, if a wizard were to keep his third eye open for like a week, he'd go crazy.
And that's a wizard.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what like a normal person, like what strain it put on them. I'm assuming they go mad within
Almost instantly, it seems like,
using
right?
the drug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Well,
he
did
had
you-
like that whole interaction with
Did
the
you?
cops.
Yeah.
Go
Did
ahead.
you like that whole part where so the guy like comes just streaking down the hall at him, and he's got his hands and he's just screaming at the top of his lungs,
Yeah.
just freaking out, and then like he manages to shoulder him, which didn't stop him, spun him, but then he got his lanky arms and finger underneath his pant leg and tripped
He was
him.
just like tangled up in him.
Bam.
Yeah. Hey Mustafa, what's up, dude?
How do you like
I
that
thought
play?
that was. I liked it because I was kind of curious on. I knew the third eye drug or the 3-eye drug. I always call it third eye, but it's 3-eye drug. I knew it was gonna come back, but I didn't know how we would be introduced to what it actually does to people and like what the effects of the drugs are. But I feel like that was a perfect interaction or example and interaction of what the drug was like. Especially because you got like both sides. Like the dude was catatonic almost when they drug him in at the beginning, and then when he ran into him, like you were saying, he was running down the hallway. He was just like a maniac. And even like Dresden, he's not big, but he's wiry. And usually, I mean, if you shoulder check someone, like if someone's running at you and you shoulder check someone, that's a hard hit to begin with. And the fact that dude just like bounced off of him was just kind of even reinforced that. It's just like he was crazy.
I love the fact that Dresden made their mark. There's a reason why I got cut after the first week, and like because I guess football tryouts or whatever.
Right. He's not the best. Yeah, that's true.
Like, okay, I'm not very great at tackling, but at least he's quick and he's wiry.
Yeah, exactly. But then he runs into Murphy and they talk, and he explained what he found in researching on how to kill someone with the spell, which is kind of intense. He said that it's almost impossible for one person to do the spell, period. Like, it's almost impossible. He doesn't even know, or no, he said he wouldn't be able to do it. And according to a lot of people we've run into, Dresden's the strongest wizard that they know. He did say it was a thaumaturgic spell. The caster would need something of the victims, like whether it be hair or fingernails. So he either said that the wizard had to be like the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of wizards, or it was multiple people. And she was like, well, so you're telling me it could be like 50 people? And he's like, no, 13. 13's the max that a spell can take. That's it. And it's like, oh, shit.
But
okay.
even then, that would be like impossible because they'd all have to be synced up.
Right. Right. Emotionally and everything, yeah.
So again, it looks like pretty dead end on all of those theories, at least from the sounds of it. It just sounds so unrealistic. There's not going to be like a pile of wizards working together. There isn't anyone that's Arnold Schwarzenegger of wizards, or that would be just terrifying at this point,
Yeah.
Woo, a little too early.
And we've seen a little bit of what Dresden can do, and the fact that he wouldn't be able to pull off this. I think he even said like something like, I could barely tickle them from 50 miles or whatever the distance was, let alone like burst their hearts. So it's just, and we've seen him deal with like Bianca, and it just kind of puts it into scope.
I think one thing he said specifically, like if he was able to do it, he would probably end up killing himself too.
Yes, yeah, he did say that. Yeah, Christy said that she loves how Murphy is like, stay away, and then shuts off all her electronics, her computer and stuff. That was pretty funny. It also shows how long they've been working together too, because she knows like, hey, stuff like technology.
Isn't that great? Yeah, she just like, all right, hold on a second before you go to my office. Let me turn off everything, because you just break everything.
Yep, I love their interactions. It's so good. He also came to the conclusion that it wasn't a spell. The killing wasn't meant to target Bianca. It was targeted towards Tommy Marcone and the drug war. He made the assumption, or the educated guess, I guess, of that it was a result of the gang war between 3i and conventional narcotics, and he assumes that the killer is on the 3i side, which I thought Tommy would have been on the 3i drug side, but he's saying that Tommy deals with conventional drugs, oh, I'm sorry, Tommy Tom is Marcone's thug. It's Johnny Marcone? What's his first name? I think it's Johnny. I wrote Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy Tom, and then Mr. Marcone. Yeah, I don't actually remember.
Mr. Marcone, whatever his first name is, I don't remember. But thank you, Christy. Yeah, it's Tommy.
It is Johnny Marcone. You got it. Yep.
I did. Okay. Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting assumption, because I was like, I think Marcone is the one dealing in the 3i, but apparently not, according to Harry.
But
we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Sorry, I'm not.
We'll see. Yeah.
Now I'm like getting that future view out, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Hold on, we're not there yet.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and he says that whoever is supplying the 3i is the killer. Is his overall assumption.
Assumption, at least.
Yeah. And then he passes out. He's just like, all right, conk.
It doesn't.
Just blacks out.
It wasn't a confirmation that he had a concussion, but he might have a concussion from getting whacked in the head, and then staying up all night figuring that out. He was working for, he said, at least 12 hours, so didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, it's probably a combination: head trauma, exhaustion. He hasn't eaten today either, I think.
Well, and it sounds like a concussion because he threw up. He throws up in the next moment.
He did. Yeah, he did throw up. It seems like all the classic symptoms. His magic is freaking shatters technology, Looney. He can't even have he can't have a fridge, he can't have a microwave, he can't have electrical heating. His home is like all wood burning. There's no electrical lights because they burned out weeks ago. And he just hasn't replaced them, so he has a bunch of candles. He just doesn't deal well with technology, even to the point where his car it's not an advanced car. It's a pretty basic car. But even the motor functions of the car, like spark plugs and things, he just throws out of whack. Apparently the gun's fine, but the gun's a revolver. It just has gears and
there's no electrical parts. It's all right. And then I love the no water heater. Oh jeez.
Yep.
Get used to cold showers.
That's true water. No water heater.
So rough.
He did say he got used to it. He also he has it because it's easy to fix. Yeah, oh, that's true. He did say that. Yeah, it's easy to fix as well. That's right. Then we have. All right, hang on. Sorry, I have to reset my. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something. I have crackling audio.
No sweat.
I'm just gonna have to deal with it. It's fine. Whatever. You guys can. If you guys hear crackling audio, please let me know. But you shouldn't be able to hear it. It's just in my headphones. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything in this chapter. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Is that's the end, right? He passes out, and yeah. Okay.
It closes with him passing out.
Yep.
It kind of swiftly goes into the next chapter. It's chapter 12. He wakes up and Murphy's taking care of him, and that's where, like you said, he throws up and whatnot. Murphy takes him home, gets him all snuggled up, and make sure he's not dying and stuff.
It's kind of cute. I don't know. I was like,
it is kind of cute.
I was like, oh man, I kind of she's the one I would root for,
Oh yeah,
getting together with her.
I'd say she's a hard ass, and then you see this side of her taking care of him, and I'm like, oh, she likes it.
Then she even mentioned that her ex-husband had similar attributes. And it's like, see, she likes kind of guys like him, huh? Oh, all right. Mm-hmm. It's a good sign. Good sign.
Yep.
And
Then
then
we
she
get a
left
phone
the spare
call.
change. Yeah, she left some
She did.
money for him and
Yep.
said, "You're gonna pay me back."
You're gonna. Yeah, that's right. You'll pay me back. That is right. Um, then there's two phone calls that were kind of interesting. One, Linda calls the
Oh, this is why
chauffeur
she's
of
still
David
there.
Beckett's. Yes, yeah, because he answers the phone. She calls him, Harry, and he answers the phone. He's like, "Are you naked?" And then he's just like, "Wait, what happened? What'd I say?" And then Murphy's just like, "What? Say what?"
She like
But
walks out of the room, you know, for a second, just to be like, "Oh, I'm just being nice," and I cannot believe that, right? And of course, that girl is just, ha ha ha, maybe later.
yeah, I'm working, but we'll see maybe later. Yeah, exactly. Um, but she has something to tell him, and she wants to come by. So she'll come by on Saturday, which I think is the next day. I think this is Friday night currently. I think. Either way, she makes an appointment. She'll come by his place to tell him whatever she needs to tell him. And then he's like, man, and they hang up, and Dresden's like, I feel like I'm missing something. Like, there's something I need to do. And he's like, oh, I need to call Monica. And he calls Monica, and her son picks up, and then calls her over, and Monica's just like, oh no, we don't need your service. Like, it sounded like almost like someone was listening to her talking, and she was trying to talk around like, no, go away. And then she flats out says just like, I don't need your services, keep the money, goodbye, and hangs up. What's going on there? What did you think about what is this whole Monica character? What's happening with her?
I assumed her. So this is just an assumption on my part. My assumption was that her husband came back, let her in on what's going on with it. I assume he's involved. Whole situation. I think, and in my mind at this point, I was like, right there, like top suspect. It's him, this guy. So I don't know.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think he did come back, and he's involved in some way. Whether he is part of the killing or if maybe he's a target, I'm not sure, but I agree. Something's going on, and he is involved. And that was kind of the end of that conversation. It just ended very abruptly. And the keeping the money was also kind of like a red flag.
That's like, get out of here.
Like,
I don't want to.
I want you
go nowhere near us. You know, just like leave it. Yeah.
You're too much trouble for whatever she doesn't want him involved in. It's always the spouse. Well, I think I may have missed notes because that's all I have for chapter 12. Is there anything that you wanted to add for chapter 12? Not a whole lot happened because after that he passes out
again. He's down for the count, and he's waking up to the door again.
Yeah, showing that a conk to the head to a wizard is just as bad as a conk to the head to you or I. Like he is down and everything hurts. And he woke up to the storm, a pretty intense storm. This is chapter 13 we're moving into. He woke up to a pretty intense storm, which was very cool to see because he said that he experiences or he can feel storms differently. That's right, and Mr. was comforting him. That's right, he was, yep.
Mr.'s such a good cat.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. Until he hides from the storm, yep. He woke up to Mr. a warm spot on his legs, but Mr. not to be found, but because he's afraid of storms, which we used to have a husky who was afraid of storms as well, so I thought that was very cool. But yeah, he can feel, he can like smell, he can more intimately connect with the storm than everyone else. Like from a magic standpoint, he said something about the elements. Like I think he said the 4 elements just like mixing together is just so powerful in nature, and it kind of translates to magic as well. And then then he says something. It's like one line, and he says something, or he thinks something, and he's like, "Was it storming on Wednesday?" Apparently, my hand motions make the camera unfocused, so I need to stop doing that. Yeah, he was like, "Was it storming on Wednesday?" And Wednesday was the day or the night of the first murders, and you're like, "Oh, okay." There's a connection here, possibly.
He's like, well, interesting. Now he's thinking like what something you could tap into, or something like that. It's got a lot of energy. Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. But that's kind of abruptly interrupted with a knock at the door and a visit from Miss Susan Rodriguez.
Dark-haired damsel.
Dark-haired damsel.
A news reporter, so she's trying to get her scoop still.
Yeah, she is. Well, I mean, yes and no. It feels like she's trying to get her scoop, but if she gets a little hairy sugar, then Dresden sugar.
Yeah. Oh, this is where it pops off. Love it.
This is where things get a little crazy.
So he gets a little like he is just a mess at this point. He has been like 2 days. He's smelly. His hair is all over the place. He's just greasy. So he comes in. She's looking great. She's got that low back cut dress, just beautiful black, and she's looking fine, of course. And so he's like, all right, well, I got to shower. So he does the cold shower. Apparently, he's very used to it, so he's just like, yeah, it's fine. But along the way, while he's washing his hair, unfortunately, got shampoo in his hair, he sees a shadow outside the window coming to his door.
Yes, he does. And he thinks it's Linda. Okay, there. Sorry, I had to fix something. He thinks it's Linda, and it's. He immediately was like, "Well, I can't have Susan answer the door to Linda, who's showing up.
This is
like,
bad,
what are they gonna think? Yeah, what are they gonna think that I'm running around?" And Harry being the unfocused. Yeah, I'm fixing things. Sorry. He admits he's disgusting. Yeah, he's like, I need something about his smell. He's like, I need to get rid of the smell. Yeah. It's just like, oh, he's right.
He was.
I mean, to be fair, it's been like at least 24 hours. He was knocked unconscious.
Like 48 hours, yeah.
48, yeah. So Susan, and he comes out of the shower, and Susan opens the door, and it's not Linda. This is another. He didn't say it was a creature from the Never Never, but I assume it is. It's a demon, which he describes as the light illuminating the leathery, inhuman curves of the face that most closely resembled that of a large and warty toad. Yeah. When it said demon, this is not what I pictured.
Oh yeah.
But I love the description. What did you think of just the visual representation of a demon by Jim Butcher?
Like, so it comes in, he's all kind of covered up, trying to hide what he looks like, obviously, but he's this squat, like 5 foot toad demon, leathery. It's just kind of like, it's quick, then all the action starts kicking off immediately. Yeah,
it's just gross. There's like a brief moment because it's like stuck at the door and trying to force itself in, and Dresden said that it's battling against something. I have it in my notes here and I can't find it. It's the homestead laws. That's what it is. A demon can't, or most Never Never creatures can't enter in. Never Never is like the magical world, if people aren't familiar. We don't know much about the Never Never, but he did mention it in previous chapters, so we know that's what it's called. But either way, there's a homestead law that creatures can't immediately force themselves upon a mortal's home.
You can still spit acid in it. So.
He sure can, which apparently is its favorite thing to do, because Dresden almost gets smacked by it. But we see some magic battle, and Dresden using his staff and wind magic and holding off this demon, this battle, like this kind of standoff between him and Dresden. And Dresden very quickly is like, okay, this dude's powerful. I am not going to be able to stop him.
Yeah, because he gets a wind spell out that's enough to blow the hair off a man's head to shoot this spit back back at him, which of course he's immune to, and it just burns his clothes off. But then he was able to pull his staff to him, and then at least hold him back with the next spell, because he could actually use his staff. But he couldn't hold him forever, obviously.
No. And
then he's got the Susan, right?
Yes,
Susan, and he like tells her to go down the ladder. He's like, all right, you got to get, go into the cellar, trying to keep her safe from in there. And he's freaking out, trying to think of a way to get her out of there. And then he remembers those potions.
Yep, he remembers the potions. He told Susan to drink the potion, which the escape potion, and she did, and nothing happened. So he's like, great, Bob screwed me, the potion's bad, like, okay, plan B. So he runs down to the basement as well, and they get inside a protective circle, which is like a copper, I don't know if it was just a circle or if it's like a circle pendant or runes or anything, but he said there's a...
Yeah, it sounded like he had to push some things out of the way to reveal the full circle. It was a copper circle. I'm not sure what it, it says it's copper, so I'm assuming it's made of copper. I'm not sure. It's etched into the
He said
floor.
It's a lining. Yeah, I think it was carved in the floor, and then copper was laid inside it, but it's an unbreakable. I just assumed it has a pentagram on the center. I don't, that's just me, but it was a circle, a copper circle.
And now
he has a circle on the floor,
the best part, this is my favorite. All right, he gets down there. She's like, why are you naked? He's like...
Yeah, because during all of this, he's in a robe because he just got out of the shower, so he's just butt-ass naked now.
Now just naked.
Just naked, and so much like how he used the circle to trap Toot, the fairy, he's using the circle to keep the demon out, because it's just as useful, as efficient to do that. So you have naked Dresden.
Oh, and the shampoo soap is now streaming into his eyes.
Yeah, he's just a hot mess. Closely embracing Susan to stay inside the circle, because the circle will protect them as long as nothing breaks the bubble from inside. And then we quickly realize that, oh yeah, Bob's just like Dresden. He's like, shut up, Bob, I'm busy. And he's like, I need to tell you something. Like, please listen to me. And then all of a sudden, Miss Susan gets a little handsy, and he's like, no. And Bob's like, yes. She drank the love potion and not the escape potion. And now he is in quite the pickle.
Yeah.
Quite the pickle. He's furious with Bob, and Bob's just like, it's not my fault.
He's like, it's a 3-foot circle. We don't have, and she's like, taking you down, baby, right here. Let's go. Have you ever died? Why wouldn't you go out doing it? And he's like, well, we cannot do this right now. We are going to die. There's no room for this. And she's like, she's like jumping on him, biting his ear, trying to take him down, wrestler style. And he's fighting her tooth and nail to not die, essentially, because the demon knows he can't get him, but he's just waiting.
He's chilling. He's
just waiting for a limb to pop out.
He said like a cat waiting for a mouse to come out of its hole. He has to start battling Susan's libido. He went from battling a demon to battling her lust. And it's just hilarious. Like, it's just a beautiful mixture of a tense moment. Hey, Shailene, how's it going? Shailene says, hello. Hey, Mozzie and Xeno. Hello. Oh, Xeno is talking to Megan, I believe.
I was just talking to
Amy. So... Oh, you're good. Shailene says, hey.
Hey, Shailene.
So, now he's just trying to keep her under control and desperately trying to figure out a way how to get out of this, because the ultimate plan was to wait for daylight, because at daylight the demon has to go back, like the connection, which I thought was an interesting distinction, because before Miss Susan got all horny, he told her that we need to wait till daybreak or dawn or whatever.
It was
And
10
she's
hours.
like, "There's no." Yeah, he's like, "There's no." Or she said, "There's no sundown here." He's like, "No, that's not how it works. The connection between whoever summoned this demon to the demon, like the daylight will hit that connection and it dissipates, it breaks it." Which I thought was kind of interesting because in order, it's not like, well, in order to summon it, the person has to summon the demon, but there's still that connection. They have to maintain the connection with the demon. It's not just like you summon it and it just goes ham. Maybe there's a way to do that. I'm not sure, but I thought that was just kind of an interesting mechanic that they showed of how the magic and summoning.
I like those little details. Yeah, I think it makes everything feel more realistic. Yeah,
believable. Yeah. No, yeah, Looney's still hurting.
Yeah, those ribs, man. Hope you get better quick.
The magic lore is great. I think it's phenomenal. It's great, and also he being Jim Butcher adds more details bit by bit. It's these little like things. Now, great, you get those big reveals and stuff, but the little stuff is what I really like and enjoy. But yeah, like you said, they have to wait 10 hours in this hole with him battling her off and no, stop it. Him being like, oh, my body's, or wait, no, my mind is telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
And she's like, this thing is, I love that little detail. Like, they don't say it exactly what's happening, but hey, this thing is saying yes. And he's like, that thing's stupid, okay? It always says stupid things.
It never has good ideas.
Right.
Which I thought was it was cool because.
That's so real. There's no way you're not. Yeah, there's no way. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's 100% reality.
It feels like Jim Butcher writes it tastefully. Like, it's not just like, oh, super detailed and kind of unnecessary. He leaves a lot of it to the imagination. Like you said, he doesn't directly say it, but he like dances around what's happening, and we all know what's happening. But I thought it was just a good writing style of just
classy. I felt it classy.
Yeah, it was classy. Exactly, it was classy, which I think even like kind of reinforces Harry being a gentleman. Like, it's kind of like one feeds the other, it just makes sense anyway. He's not vulgar. Exactly, Christy. He's not vulgar. Just real quick, Looney said Doc said the pain would peak in the next couple days, so looking forward to that. Oh, dude. What are you doing tomorrow? I do.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
Need some
I
more
hope you
Looney
get to play
time.
some of them.
Yeah.
That's true. If you do stream tomorrow, we could try and do some of that Dungeon Born if you want. Actually, I really think you should try Lightyear Frontier. I think you'd really like that one first. I'm not sure about the Dungeon Born. I'm still on the fence about that game. Anyway, then he. Oh, actually, was that the end of chapter?
No. Or was it? Are we into 14?
Yeah, I think it is actually.
Oh, maybe it ends there.
So this whole series of events happens so quickly, but it's chapter to chapter. These 3 chapters, starting from 12, 13, and 14, I read back to back to back.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is too good. So yeah, that's apparently the end of chapter 13. Then we go to 14, where Harry makes a deal with Bob, which I think
Bob.
We're gonna see the results of this later.
This is gonna be bad, yeah.
Plus, the whole this is a very tense moment, but even so, Bob's like, "You gotta do something for me. I'm not gonna give you this escape potion."
He's like, "All right, I'll lay you off for 30 minutes if you give me the escape potion." And he's like, "No, bud.
Hours.
Sorry, 24 hours." And he's like, "I'm sorry, Harry. You live in a skull for hundreds of years. Like, you need to get some out time." And he's like,
he did. I did make a note. Bob did say that he was stuck in the skull. So he cannot. We were talking about this last time where we thought he couldn't freely leave, but now we got it confirmed. He cannot freely leave. He has to be let out by Dresden. And he does. He agrees. And then we see Bob, kind of almost like a cloud, like smoke, I think.
Figurine.
Kind of.
Smoky light? Hello.
Yeah. Kind of like a transparent. wisp. I don't know.
And he was able
very
to
strange.
at least hit the thing and then do a little dance a jig before he just boop.
He did do the jig. Yep. He swatted the actual escape potion because it fell to the floor and tossed it to them. A wisp. Yeah, that's kind of what I picture.
Yeah,
just like a
wisp.
like an unseen servant, if you're familiar with that spell.
No, yeah, not like a
Shout out
clear
to
shape.
D&D.
Like he's got a shape of a body or attempted one, and he's just like a cloud though. It's not fully formed.
Like a figure, just an outline of a person.
I like it.
Mozzie said it before I typed it. Great minds think alike, Wander. So they have the escape potion. They pop it.
And that one sounds like it would taste terrible.
Oh yeah, they remarked on the smell, so you can only imagine the taste,
That
right?
motor oil in there.
Oh, that's true. It does. It does have the motor oil.
Wow.
Love potions sounded like it would have tasted a lot better. Tequila, chocolate. It's not. No, it's not like the TV series. Yeah. He's not like that in the books. I don't remember what he looks like.
I'm kind of stuck with. So my image right now is Loki, as Remy remarked that actor would be perfect for Dresden, and I'm like, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see that. So I kind of try to picture him.
Oh, I think she's talking about Bob.
Oh, Bob. Oh,
But I
okay, the
agree.
skull. Sorry, I went straight to Dresden because I'm man crushing on him a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's amazing. What does Bob look like in the TV series? I think he's an actual person in the TV series. Well, no. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Christy. He's a skull, but like when Dresden interacts with him, he like comes out of the skull and he's an actual person. Well, quote unquote person.
I thought
he's the old British dude. That's right. Yeah, that's in the TV series. Well, I mean,
they gave him like a whole
think
person.
they did just to give him more of a character. I think.
I can see that.
I think it was more of a TV like choice and not, obviously not true to the book. I'm okay with both because he was actually a really cool character in the TV series as well. But I like the book version more. That's right. I forgot about that. That's a good shout out. So they drink the potion. They drink the escape potion, and it sounded really intense. He said like it's like all of the Dresden molecules burst, and he's just a bunch of Dresden molecules floating, and like he's a cloud, and they rush through and out. Yeah, it was one season lose, and they canceled it, I guess, or just didn't renew it. I guess I think that one had a bad time slot too, so I don't think it did very well. But I could be misremembering. And then they're out in the street. Susan's not having a good time. She is just hurling and curling over in the fetal position.
She starts feeling the combination of both potions in her stomach, so she gets real. He's like, oh, that could be dangerous, but I guess it's just a stomach attack for her. So
he said that he hopes there's not side effects damage. Like permanent damage, exactly. Which is not something I'd think about normally with potions. Normally, like in games or fantasy, potions are just like you slam one, you slam another. But these are very strong, right? Yeah.
I love that Viva La Dirt.
All sorts of stuff in your body.
The Viva La Dirt, where he's like, you just, what do you do with the flask afterwards? You eat it. You put it in your big stupid mouth, and you eat it. Watch. Oh,
he's like, oh dear God.
Take glass out of his tooth, just like, oh my gosh.
They're so good. I love that. But yeah, it's not like that. They're pretty dangerous. Apparently, if you have two, you can really do some harm to yourself. But they're out in the middle of the street, and they have a goal now. Make it to the bridge. He said a bridge. I don't remember the name, but he said make it to the bridge. Make it to the bridge. That's apparently the other thing that can kill or at least send the demon back is running water. It can't cross running water. So if they're on the bridge, they should be fine.
Still naked, by the way.
Still naked. At least the rain now is washing the soap out of his hair and his eyes, so he'll be able to see a little bit better. He in fact won't be able to see with this on. No, he's getting cleaned up. At least he probably smells nice now. Then, I think even before they start moving, or maybe right when they start moving, he hears a voice, which makes him jump. Which the voice says, I didn't write down the word for word, but it says something like, "I'm surprised that you've lasted this long. I'm surprised you're not dead yet."
Mm-hmm.
Which he immediately starts jumping. My mind was like, "Oh, Morgan's here." Nope.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
It's a shadowy figure that we don't get a good look at. Well, it's the projection of someone that we find out is the killer. And Dresden said that from the voice he couldn't tell if it was male or female. By the form of the figure, he couldn't tell if it was male or female. So it's very much just like the silhouette of a person. Almost my headcanon was the voice talked like all those detective shows when the person doesn't want to be on record and like they have the voice changer. Yeah, it sounds like that, which made it kind of like weird to like.
Mine was more of like in those shows where it's like a Legion character, where it's like a combination of people, just like multiple voices kind of resonating at the same time. Or Deep Throat,
like multiple layers of voices.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like layers. Yeah,
that makes more sense. That's more ominous. I actually like that way more. I need to stop flailing because my camera keeps refocusing. Deep Throat, so many all the Deep Throat.
Deep Throat is a reference to it's some spy thing where they use some sort of voice changer or whatever, something like that. I don't remember exactly. That's historical. Sorry, I'm not sure of the details, so I'm not going to go say much.
I see. I think I know what you mean. Yeah. Now, I thought this interaction was really cool, mostly because we see not who the killer is, but a little bit more about the killer. Because from this point, previously, we've heard nothing but this killer has to be a super badass. Like.
So this is our bad guy, and he's here, and he's.
Yeah.
But
and
then
he kicks ass, and he's here to take names and throw away the bubble gum.
But then Dresden gives him a little staffy boot.
Yeah, he like starts prodding him mentally, and the person, let's just call him the killer, is like, "Whoa, wait, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just checking your credentials. I'm just seeing who you are." And he's what? And then he like mentally slaps him, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell? What is this?" And you're like, "Oh, this dude is nothing. Like, what's going on? This is the big baddie." He's like a kid with a rocket launcher. Like it sounds like.
Which sounds like somebody who's not very familiar with the early on in life, picked it up later.
Maybe, and we have someone who we haven't been introduced about, but we know about who possibly has been dabbling, and
we got dabbled. We got some ideas, some characteristics, but not much to go on here.
No, but it seems like it's pointing towards Monica's husband. Like the link there is very obvious. But who knows? And then like he sees the toad, he sees the demon coming out of his home and shoulder checks Susan's car that goes flying off in the distance. They're just like, "Oh shit." And then he's like, "All right, I'll deal with you later." And he like forces this projection away, which they audibly like yell in pain. So I don't know I don't know if he just like mind spikes them or something, but Dresden's just like, "All right, enough of your bullshit. Just get out of here." I think even he had a kind of snappy one-liner about like your call, or please insert more change or your call will be disconnected or something like that, and then just shunts him away. Like, how dare you mess with... Yeah, exactly. Like, how dare you mess with me? Like, kind of like you said, it just kind of seems like a kid.
Yeah.
Or, an amateur, let's say. Not necessarily a kid, but an amateur.
Who found a way to... and at this point, he's thinking like, "Oh, it's storming again." So, like, he's using this storm to enhance his powers or give him some juice, essentially.
Yep.
And then, so now they're still, like 20 feet away from the river, and Monica is Susan, excuse me, is doubled over, and she's just having a
She's
bad
down.
time, and she's not able to move because
Yeah.
she's just throwing up.
She's not gonna be moving anytime soon. What's
So,
up, OG? How you doing, dude?
so then
Uh,
then he's got a choice.
Chris,
So because he needs to get
yeah.
across, but um, he's not gonna be able to take her. So he's like, well, either one of us can live and I could run, or like that's it, or we both die. And he's like, all right, well, I'm not letting her go out like this because he's a freaking boss. He steps
He's a
forward.
gentleman.
Yep, he's a
He's a
gentleman.
gentleman. Yeah, no, he's like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna let you die alone. Christy said Deep Throat was the intel leaker in the Nixon Watergate thing. That's what she was.
Yeah.
Anyway, ruined it. I ruined it for everyone. What'd you ruin? What'd you ruin?
What'd you ruin? You didn't ruin
That's-
anything.
Chrissy, you never ruined it.
Redeems are off,
What you
otherwise
talking about?
Mossy brain.
I try and ignore them. I actually have I've thought about turning them off for these streams specifically, but because I will easily get distracted. But I'm just gonna leave them on for now. It's fine. Yeah. Then he has kind of a, well, we're gonna die here anyway.
Do something
This
crazy.
might kill me. Yeah, this might kill me. We gotta do something crazy. I'm desperate. And he lifts his staff up in the air and beckons for the lightning to come to him, and he channels. Oh my God, daylight! It burns.
There's a little snow there, Christy.
Oh, we got snow. Actually, we got tons of snow here, but it's actually a really nice day. It was beautiful for going into town. So, yeah, he calls the lightning to him. He's like, all right, if that amateur can do it, so can I, and fires it out at his finger and obliterates this demon. It's just like,
It's so cool. So he's just like, I love it because he comes the thought like, hey, he's definitely using this storm for energy, and he's like, well, let's give it a go. It's super dangerous, obviously, channeling lightning through you. Lifts the staff up, calls it down, gets it, shoots it out, redirects it into the guy. It obliterates him into puff.
nothing. Yeah, it's just gone. He's also completely dry at this point. His hair is an absolute mess. It's just like, and the description of the lightning coursing through his body was just so cool. And him feeling the energy going through, distracted, aka brain farts. That's my brain always, Wander. My brain, I have squirrel brain all the time. But yeah, it's just super awesome.
He does
You're
his-
just like, okay.
He does this badass thing, right? And he's just buck naked in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Soap
Yeah.
still like dripping down his head. And he's just like, I just picture a nude man. I kind of want socks, but no, there's no socks, obviously. But for some reason, I kept picturing him with socks on. I was like, no, take the socks. He's just a naked, white butt, black hair, puffy now after lightning. And he just did this badass thing. Right. And his eyes are just like bloodshot red. Yeah, right, Christy.
He might have slippers on.
I don't think he had time
you
for
want that in your
slippers.
head,
Nah,
yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think he had
You
time.
know what? He probably didn't. He probably didn't. He probably didn't. Anyway. Yeah, and with the demon defeated, and he's just like, all right, well, I have nothing left in me. Physically, I am done. And then he hears another voice, and it's just like, are you kidding me? And that's when Morgan actually shows up, where we thought the previous voice was Morgan. Nope, Morgan is here. Now, granted,
Morgan's dirty,
you don't
man.
know
This made me
how
think he's dirty.
long.
He watched
Right?
him defeated, obviously. He was sitting there he just wanted him to die. He wasn't even going to help him.
Well, so okay, there's two sides to it. Either one, I need to sit on my hands. I need to not, because every time I bring him up, it refocuses. Morgan was either there the whole time watching, or Dresden using the lightning caused Dresden to use so much magic that, because the way I'm gonna guess it works is that Morgan has like almost like a what are those called? Those little the bracelets that go on people's ankles.
Yeah, he's
house
good.
monitors, whatever, something like that. That instead of when he leaves the house, it's when he casts magic, there's an alert. So as soon as he casts that lightning bolt, let's say, Morgan was notified and he like appears.
Yeah,
I don't
see,
know which one it is.
but the thing, so if we put that into perspective, at least this is what I think. So he did a very small spell for a little fairy, right? And Morgan was instantly there, very small. Now,
That's actually true.
the first thing he did was blow a super hard wind spell at the thing to like redirect its spit and get his staff to him, and then
Okay.
so he's already been pumping magic from like
Okay, yeah.
the rip. So
That's
I
true.
think Morgan was there like the whole time. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think you're right.
I think
I was leaning
I'm-
towards he
I'm
showed up
pissed.
just at that moment, but no, I agree now. Yeah.
I really don't like Morgan. If that's true, that may not be entirely the case, but
Nah, no, I'm kind of leaning towards that. That makes way more sense. So I think you're absolutely right. And and Morgan accuses Harry of summoning the demon.
yeah, he's like,
On top of that,
I
he's
saw
like,
you
"Oh,
kill
so
it,
you're
but-
summoning demons now."
but yeah, you
out of
probably
control,
summoned it.
obviously.
You're
Yeah. And it's like, are you kidding me? Oh, by the way, the council will be here in 2 days to judge whether or not I execute you. And it's like, Harry's had a bad enough day. Like, could you just maybe give him 24 hours before showing up and being a jackass? Like, it's...
nope.
It makes me, like, I was kind of... I was on the fence about Morgan the first time we
Yeah,
interacted
like,
with
he
him.
could be
So I
cool.
was like, he could be cool.
Be a hard
Yeah.
ass maybe, but now I'm like, oh,
Not anymore. Not anymore. So we'll see what happens with that. And Morgan's just like, great. Like, okay, what more can happen on the shit sandwich that is my day? And then the cops pull up. And it's just like, oh, good, even more.
put the
it
stick
comes
down,
down.
sir.
Yeah. And put your hands up. Yeah, that was funny. Coming to find out, the cops were sent by Murphy, but
But and
it
then
was just kind
I
of
love it.
interesting.
I guess this starts the next chapter because that kind of was the end of that
It
chapter.
is, yep. It is, yeah. So we roll into the next chapter. Go ahead.
And so yeah, Murphy had sent him to pick him up, but they're like, "Hey, let's check out this naked guy in the street," and it happened to be the guy that they need to pick up. Luckily, Susan was there, and she's Mrs. Schmooze, so she's just like, "Oh, it's just one of those things."
She's a reporter. Like, it makes sense for
Yeah.
her to be like that, right? To be able to talk her way out of situations. But that's true. She is like, it's just one of those things. Smile, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's like, okay, dude's naked in the street with a wooden stick, and she's like doubled over. Just a normal Saturday night. Don't worry about it. Yeah, normal, right?
Love it.
But that whole like series of events was just so good. We're gonna just take a pause before we actually get into chapter 5. Like I said before, I couldn't put it down. Like, when I started reading this scene, this exchange, I couldn't stop. It was so good, so well written. What did you think?
Absolutely the same. Like, I was in the same page. So I forgot, or I guess I just procrastinated until last night, and I was like, all right, I need, I got to read. So it's either I don't go to sleep, I read it. But yeah, I started reading, and I got all the way through those 4 chapters before I went to bed, and that's where I stopped then. And then when I woke up, I read the last chapter. And it was still just like, I love this next chapter too, but man, that was such a roller coaster.
This next chapter is a whole nother like direction. Emotionally, it's different.
It's rough,
and it's
yeah.
very intense for different reasons. Which also just kind of shows like, and it kind of makes sense. This was a college project. It shows so many different writing styles, or not necessarily writing styles, because Jim Butcher has a very unique style of his writing, but it's so many different flavors. Like, some of it's comedic, some of it's really serious, some of it's really intense. Yeah, and you get a mixture of everything, but they all fit really well together, and they're all really well done. Which I think just showed. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just thinking the exact same thing. Like, because this is a really rough chapter emotionally, but there's still like some jokes and levity and things like that in there.
Yep. It's so well written. And to that point, we get into chapter 15, why Murphy called him in the first place, and why Linda was not the one at the door knocking, is because she's dead. And Harry, goes with the cops, goes to the crime scene. I think there was like at least 1 or 2 pages describing her home, which was very interesting because Harry likened it to his home. It was messy. Now, granted, it wasn't like, candles and all that. She had modern day equipment like, microwaves and all that good stuff. But the living style, messy, relaxed, a little unkept, little disorganized, and Harry really connected with that. But Linda died same way. Heart bursts from chest outwards. And then we have an interaction. Well, first off, what did you think of just the setting of her home? Like, and even Murphy said too, like, Harry asked, "Are you contacting next of kin or something like that?" And she was like, "No immediate family. There's no one to contact. She's by herself."
She sounded very lonely in the description.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I felt like it's like, I mean, she does all this pretty intimate stuff and does all these jobs, and she loves that, but like she's still kind of just in the end,
Well, even she didn't say she loved it. She said she enjoyed it.
Enjoy it, yeah.
She said she was good at it and it was fun, but she didn't make people happy.
Yeah, she wasn't like that. Yeah,
Jennifer was, and that's what I think she envied about Jennifer, which reinforces her being lonely and going home to
very
no
true.
one. And then I think, what else do we say? We learned, I don't want to get ahead of myself before, we learned that, Murphy kind of dances around it at the beginning, trying to get information out of Dresden, naturally, so I think she's trying to give him ways to not lie to her, to give him chances to tell, like, everything that he knows.
It's really rough, too, and it's like...
It is.
He's trying really hard, like, hey,
don't make me be angry at you. Like,
I need something.
Yep.
And then she pulls out the card got in the bag, but didn't tag
Harry's
it into evidence
card.
yet. But,
nope.
Like, come on,
It's
you gotta
ready to go.
tell me.
Yep, you gotta give me something. And she told Harry that that the Becketts, the people that Linda was working for, their daughter was killed in a gang shooting with Tommy Marcone's men. And then you're like, oh, the Becketts have reason to be mad at him. And they filed a wrongful killing lawsuit or something. They tried to go after him legally, and that didn't go through. So they hold a huge, it got thrown out. They hold a huge grudge against Marcone. But yeah, then she just Murphy flat out asks Dresden, like, a wrongful death suit. Thank you, that's what it is. Wrongful death suit. She flat out asked him, like, tell me everything. And like you said, that was really, really hard to... It was hard to read. It was... You could see the tension between their relationship.
Yeah. Well, I really like how it played out in his head, because I can jive with it.
Yes.
I can resonate with it. Christy, thank you. Steal that from you. Because he goes over in his head like, okay, if she finds out about this, the White Council could just be like dead, or if somebody knows that she's the detective on the case, they're dead. He's like, he just imagines her dying because of something that he tells her, and he's just like, nope.
That, and also he said that he doesn't have the information that he can give her isn't worth the risk. There's nothing that he can give her that will help her solve the crimes, like that she needs to, the information that she needs. And like you said, it's not worth it. It's not worth her being at risk from all those multiple sources. What's up, Bear?
Yeah,
Talking
Bear,
about books.
We talk
we
books,
are.
man. That's right. Welcome.
Do talk about books.
Nerd.
Yeah. Nerds.
Ban him. Ban him now. I'm just
Bear.
kidding.
Better believe it, Bear. We're nerds. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's true.
Welcome, fellow nerd.
But
So he decides not to tell her.
And then she immediately calls in her partner, Dumpy, and gives him the evidence. Yeah, Carmichael, and
bag it.
brings the evidence up.
Log it in, and then she asks him downtown, and he's like, yeah. And that's where you were saying earlier, like the snarkiness, the comedy. He's like, sorry, gotta comb my hair tonight. Can't come in.
Hair's all poof
like,
still.
You're coming in tomorrow then, and he's like, I make time for it if I'm able. And she's like, no, you are. And if I find out that you've done this, I will make you pay. And he even said well, that's at the end of the chat. He's like, I believe you, Karen. He uses her first name, which was super impactful.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the very last chapter, he said that he walked away being unable to help Murphy, being unable to save Linda, and just feeling like a right piece of shit. Just feeling useless. And it just was so... It was such a impact, like a gut-wrenching chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really just ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie. That's where it ends, too. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's just like, all right, we got to wait for the next chapter. And it's such a hard end too. Ain't my thing, but I respect the content. It's not really our thing either, but
yeah, we wanted to do something different.
Try something new. Yeah. Want to try something different. Christy has been recommending Dresden. I've read a couple of Dresden books a long time ago. I don't remember most of them, so it's like reading it new for me. And Xeno's new to all of Jim Butcher's works, right?
Yeah, so I hadn't read anything, and I remember that Remy has talked about them before.
Yes.
It was his favorite series. So
on
that, and when it was brought up again by Christy, I was like, okay, that's a couple of people that I think are fairly reliable. So I think I will give it a go. Sounds good.
It's fun and different. Exactly. It's variety, the spice of life. But no, it's something that we wanted to do, and I'm having a blast with it. I think we're both having a blast with it. So we're gonna keep doing it until we have fun.
Hopefully, you guys are having fun with us too. That's all we're here for. Just a good time. Make you guys have a little enjoyment in your life, and just a little conversation, because we enjoy hanging out with you guys too. And moments are great.
Absolutely. But yeah, Cinder Spires as well. Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of chapter 15. It's short, it's strong, so strong. It also had, so normally intense moments like that emotionally, when it comes to like movies or even other books, really, a lot of times I find myself not being drawn into them. It's kind of like cringe content for me. Like it gets to a point where it's just like, ugh, and then I don't want to like deal with it anymore. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. This was the exact opposite. Like, I wanted to keep reading. I wanted to see. And now, granted, I was like, I think most of me was like, just tell her. Like, please just tell her. I don't want to see you guys like not being okay together. So please just tell her. And he didn't. And it's like, damn, Dresden.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was great.
I love that the difference between both of the most recent interactions with her, because it was really like, oh man, she really likes him, and then it was like, oh no, now we're at the other end of the spectrum, and it's on the rough side.
Trouble in paradise. Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, that's everything.
Yeah. So yeah,
any questions or anything else, or do you have any last bits you want to add about writing style overall, where you think that it's going?
I mean, I
we
think
know where it's going.
yeah.
Dresden's on a mission, and he's going to beat wholesale ass.
Yeah. Wizard style.
I'm very interested to see what happens with the White Council
Yeah, me too.
on Monday, whenever they're showing up for.
Yep,
sorry, Monday in the book, not in 2
In
days.
the book.
In the book.
Get your bread pan out.
Yeah, I'm just so intrigued by the White Council and how the traditional style of wizards work in this book, in this lore. If he finds the killer before then, it might not happen, maybe, but I really want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do. I know we will. It's a matter of when, not if. Cool. Well, if anything else, anyone have any questions? I think we're good to go.
Yeah, appreciate it. We'll be back same time. Well, actually, next week, we'll need to push it back probably a couple hours. Okay.
Yeah.
I just got to take my son to an appointment in the morning. It's an hour drive back, so it's an hour appointment and then an hour drive back. I don't want to be late, so we'll just push it back a couple hours. But yeah, we'll be going over the next 5, 16 to 20.
Yep.
Next week.
Yep. Chrissy says Morgan is a douche.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh my gosh, right?
I agree. Yep. At this point, he's kind of a douche. We'll keep people updated. And it actually brings me to the next point. If you guys do have any questions, you want to read along, or if you want to discuss anything that we've read so far, there is a specific channel in the Discord that is labeled Book Club, and it's where everything will be kept for our future Book Club episodes. But we'll post up to date times for when we'll be live on Saturday. But thank you again. Pleasure as always.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you everyone to hanging out and enjoying it so far. And if you do have any suggestions as well, or if you want to see us read another book, we've got a lot to go through because there's a lot of Dresden books. But if you want us to read a book or have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments or in the Discord as well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Christy. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you, Xeno. Take care.
Catch you later.
You bet. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.